Welcome to the Lynx Digital Photo Management Demonstration, Enterprise Edition. Lynx acquires images from virtually any source or format. It can be a digital camera, network, local, or removable drives, or the scanner or internet. Lynx then secures the images so they're tamper-proof. Visual documentation is crucial. It's not subject to interpretation like written documentation. When fingers start to point or you end up in a dispute, these secure tamper-proof images are invaluable. Now it's no longer a he said, she said, trying to verify written reports, logs, diaries, etc. What you see is exactly what happened and can be presented in a manner that anyone can understand and verify inside or outside of a courtroom. Courtroom challenges of digital technology and forensic applications center on authenticity and chain of custody of the digital images. Lynx Enterprise secures digital photos, video, and audio with a 256-bit encryption database. You can even seamlessly integrate with existing RMS record management systems utilizing dynamic hyperlinks. Organize images by date, case number, or detailed description. Lynx even lets you create your own unique user-defined search fields, allowing you to get exactly what information is critical to your investigations. Lynx Enterprise includes users and groups to control who can access cases and images. Even if access is given to a case, you can limit what the user can do with the images. Each image also has an audit trail to ensure the chain of custody, as well as to allow you to see all activity on an image from the moment it's acquired into the system. Managing images can be a frustrating process. Hundreds of subfolders within folders for every case. And that's if we're lucky to even get that organized. Not only does it take forever to find an image or images needed, we don't know if the images we do find have the correct dates, times, if they're the originals or copies, or if they've been modified or altered. If we took 50,000 photos this year on our cases, we would have 50,000 individual image files to locate, maintain, archive, and manage. With the Lynx digital photo management software, if we took 50,000 images of our cases, we would have just one secure database containing all 50,000 images. This makes it a snap to find, manage, and archive huge volumes of photographs. In addition, with Lynx, we know the images we do find are authenticated and tamper-proof. You can annotate your images with voice, captions, text and notes, keywords, redlining layers, user-defined search fields. Lynx will automatically annotate each image with the date, time, taken by, camera, resolution, and more. All of the meta or EXIF data is included. Basically, any information the camera provides is acquired immediately when saving the images into the software. Lynx then files your images into a high-speed, secure, searchable database. Lynx allows you to find any photograph or groups of photographs within a case or across all cases instantly. Lynx can even automatically, securely synchronize your photograph databases with all information from any remote location, giving you automatic and current visual documentation between all locations. Once you have found the photographs with Lynx, you can then immediately securely communicate your images and information to anyone via email, removable or local media, printouts. Lynx will even automatically create electronic slideshows that are extremely small, allowing you to send them to anyone, anywhere, anytime, quickly and easily. Best of all, the recipient needs no software to view these slideshows, and they can be password protected to ensure that only the appropriate person has access. Now let's take a look at how it all works. With the Lynx Secure Digital Photo Management software, it's now easier than ever to secure, annotate, file, and then find, view, and work with digital images, video, and if needed, PDF documents. When you log into the software, it'll prompt you for your username and password. This depicts what cases and images are available to the user, as well as what features are enabled for each user. For example, I'll open up case number 410001 and also case 420008. As you can see, I can access and view images for both. However, you'll notice if I click on an image in this case, I basically have full control. I can view, print, copy, move, edit, and so forth. But if I click on an image in this case, I pretty much only have the rights to view the image and nothing more. In addition, it's important to know that I'm only looking at cases available to me. There are more cases in my database, but I'm only able to see what's been assigned to my user or a group that I belong to. Next, we'll take a look at how easy it is to acquire images, annotate them, create a case, and file the images to the case or cases. To do this, I'm going to go into our photo lab. Next, I'll click on Acquire. As soon as you click on Acquire, it'll automatically go to the default source that you last downloaded images from, such as your digital camera. Next, I'll click OK. Now I'll pick who took the images, or type a name in who took the images, and then put a description in about what's in the camera right now. So as an example, we're going to put in case number 41-0002. These are images of a plane crash. And we'll also put in case 41-0003, and these are images of a homicide. Next, I'll click OK. It'll ask me if I want to delete the source photos after acquiring. I can say yes or no. And now you'll see at the bottom it acquiring all of the images directly from our digital camera. As soon as it's done acquiring all of our images, we'll have a new roll of film. It'll have the date and time that we acquired the images, who took the images, the user that acquired them into the software, a description, and then the number of how many images were brought into the program. To annotate and file these images to our cases now, we'll simply double-click on the roll of film. This will bring up three options. We can either view our images without filing to a case, file these images to an existing case, or we can use Quick Add to create a new case for filing. We're going to go ahead and choose the latter and create a new case called 41-0002. We click OK, and now we have our new case to file these images to. As you can see from the thumbnails displayed, it's easy to identify which images belong to the same case or group. I'm going to select all of the images for the plane crash, and now I'll start annotating them with my captions, permanent descriptions, additional notes, and user-defined search fields. A caption is like giving a name to the images. Here I'm going to put in 72nd Street and York Avenue. Once I've typed that in, I'll now put in my permanent description. Your permanent description is equivalent to taking a Polaroid, flipping it over, and writing with permanent marker on the back. You cannot modify or edit this text later. This ensures that the notes I put in this area are completely tamper-proof, and I can put up to 4 pages of text in this section. And here I'll type in Code 3 issued by DPS at 12:15 p.m., and the officer in charge is Sergeant John Smith. I can also put in additional notes if I'd like. Again, we can have over 4 pages of text in this area. Here I'll put in that we're going to assist with crowd control and EMT services. Next, I'm going to put in my user-defined search fields. Remember, these user-defined search fields are set up by your organization or departments and are completely customizable. There's no limit to the number of search fields you can have, and no limit to how many values you can have within each field. Any or all of these fields can also be required, which is why mine are in yellow. Requiring a field means that you must put a value in, or it will not let you file it to a case. This way you always make sure you get all the information that's critical to your case or investigation. By the way, these fields can be the same for all cases or some cases, or different on other cases. This way different departments can utilize the program for different purposes. For crime scene, I'm going to go ahead and put in public property. For investigator, I'll put Bob Adams. For location, I'll pick 72nd in York. For MO, I'll put not applicable. For race, I'll put not applicable. And for sex, I'll put not applicable. Alright, I'm done adding all of my user-defined search fields. Now I'm going to file these to my case, so I simply right-click and say File Selected Photos. Now I'm left with the remaining images from my digital camera. However, these images are for a new case, so I'll simply use the Quick Add feature to create a new case for filing these remaining images. So I'll right-click, use Quick Add, and I'll type in case 41-0003. Then I'll click OK. And now as you can see, it's created another case for me to file these images to. I'll select all of these images, and I'll put in my caption, 123 Sample Road, my permanent description, victim found in bathroom, murder weapon, knife, found on kitchen floor, found drops of blood near knife, however no splatter is in bathroom. I can choose to put in more additional notes if I'd like, and now I'm ready to put in my user-defined search fields. For my user-defined search fields for the crime scene, I'll pick private property, investigator Bob Adams, location residence, MO homicide, race Caucasian, sex female, and click OK. Now I'm done annotating all of these photographs. However, before I file these to my case, I'd like to point something out about the weapon found photograph. If you'd like to show or point out an aspect of the photo, you can create what we call a redlining layer. So I'll double-click on this photograph and bring it up into my photo viewer. Next, I'll come up and create a new redlining layer. A redlining layer allows you to put an overlay on top of an image to point something out about the image, but it does not alter or edit your original image in any way, shape, or form. For my note on the caption, I'll put weapon and click OK. Now my redlining toolbar comes up. With the redlining toolbar, you can create objects, shapes, lines, text, notes, and you can make these whatever size, thickness, font, color, and so forth that you'd like. What I'm going to do is go ahead and click on the circle icon, and I'm going to draw a circle around these drops of blood. Next, what I'll do is create some text by clicking on the text icon, and now I'll put some notes in on my redlining layer. So I'll type in drops of blood found near knife, but no splatter. Again, you can adjust the font sizes, anything you'd like, move these around the screen, and last but not least, I'll draw an arrow from my text down to my circle. Now I'll save this redlining layer, and again, as you can see, I can go from my weapon redline layer back to my original tamper-proof photo. So redlining is an invaluable tool to point very specific things out about a photograph without altering the original photograph. Now that I'm done with the redline layer, I'll close down the viewer, I'll select all my images. Now I'm ready to file them to my case, so I right-click and say File Selected Photos. That's it. I'm done acquiring images from my camera, annotating them, putting a lot of information on them, and then filing them to my cases. Here in the photo browser, all I do is simply click on a case and all of the images will appear on the right-hand side of the screen. If I click on an image, you'll notice that all of the information immediately pulls up on the left, so I don't even really have to open this photograph to know that this is 72nd Street in York, public property, the investigator, location, all of my notes, etc. If I'd like to, I can also have more features within the photo by double-clicking on it and bringing back up the photo viewer. In the photo viewer, you can view the image. You can use also what we call a quick zoom. So you can click on the quick zoom and then pick anywhere on the photograph, start scrolling around, and it'll quickly zoom you into that area or location. If you'd like to zoom in on just a specific area, click the range select and then draw a square around the area you'd like to zoom in on. When you let go, it'll immediately zoom you into that area. You can also manually zoom in or zoom out on these photographs. You can also rotate the photographs any way that you'd like. You can adjust the brightness and contrast of the photograph, and if your camera doesn't support voice, you can also record or put voice directly on your photograph using any PC microphone. I'm going to go ahead and close the viewer down and get back to our thumbnails. Another feature with the software is you can show the details, and this will show you all of the metadata coming from your digital camera. So you'll know exactly the camera make, model, whether a flash was used, the lens aperture. Basically any information that is available from your digital camera will automatically be secured and acquired when you download the photographs into the software. You can also open up multiple cases at the same time. So here I've got my case 410002 open, and I've now opened up our other new case that we created today, 410003. As you click back and forth between the images, you'll notice that the information off to the left immediately changes. You'll also notice a little red hash mark on our weapon photograph. That denotes that there's a redlining layer or multiple redlining layers on that photo. Another very important feature of the software is to have an audit trail for each photograph. When you view the audit trail, it gives you a complete history of that photograph. It'll tell you who acquired the photograph, who annotated the photograph with what information, who has viewed the photograph, printed the photograph, created a redlining layer, filed it to the case, and so forth. So this gives you a complete audit trail of every photo within the software. You also have many choices available to you on how you view the thumbnails. You can view them in ascending or descending order. You can sort them by date and time or caption. And you can also choose whether or not you would like to view the date taken or caption below the image. So if I switch to date taken, I now see the date and time rather than the caption below each image. If you hover over it, now you'll see the caption pop up in a dialog box. If you have rights, it's also very easy within the Lynx software to print out your case photographs. For example, here I'll select multiple photographs, right-click, and say Print. It doesn't really matter how many images you select. You simply tell the software how many images per page you'd like, how many columns per page, what information you'd like included or not included, where you'd like that information to be displayed around the image. You can also put in a header, a footer, and any notes that you'd like. Then you can print preview or send directly to your printer. Now, as you can see from the printout, all of the information is available to you. We have the case, our redlining layer, all of our notes, and all of our images that we've picked or selected. I'm going to go ahead and close the print preview down and get back into the browser. In addition to printing, we can also securely send these images via electronic email or file if needed to any other investigator. All we do for this is select the images, right-click, and we can create what we call a photo album. In this photo album, again, we pick what information we want to include or not include. We can also choose whether or not we want to resize the photograph from its original. And we can also password protect it so only the intended person that we're sending it to is available to view it. We just click OK, and it'll create the photo album for us. Once it's done, it'll ask us where we'd like to save this file. For this demonstration, I'll just put it on my desktop, and I'll call it case 41-0002. I click Save, and I'm done. I've created that file, and now I can email it or send it away. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the file looks like now when we view it. What it creates for us is a zip file that we can send to anyone. If we open up the zip file, you'll notice it brings up the files. If anyone tries to access any information or image within this program, it'll immediately prompt them for the password. If I'm the correct recipient for this, all I simply do is take these files, copy them, and paste them into any directory or location I'd like. Again, I'll put these right on my desktop. It'll prompt me for the password. And if the password's correct, it'll go ahead and unzip the files for me. As soon as it's done unzipping, now the recipient simply double-clicks on the file. Now the images will appear in their web browser, so there's no software needed on the recipient's end to view this information. They can click on each photo to view it, go back and forth, they can run it in a slideshow mode. They can also scroll down and view all of the information and all of your notes that you've included or not included with the photograph. You can also put your own custom logo here on this slideshow so they know exactly who and where this information is coming from. You can also select the speed on how fast you want the images to be displayed. Let's go ahead and bring the software program back up, and we're back into our photo browser. One of the most important features of the software is being able to find investigative photographs at any time for any location for any time frame. So I'm going to go ahead and close these two cases down. At any time I can come up here to the binoculars and click search. When I search a case, I can search one case, multiple cases, or I can select all cases to search within. I'm going to go ahead and select these three cases and click OK. Now when I go to search my cases, I can also pick any of the information or search fields I want. So I could look for just images that pertain to a crime scene of private property, add that to my criteria, and in addition to that, I only want to see ones where the investigator is equal to Bob Adams. Again, you can pick and choose as many criteria as you want, and not only can you pick exactly what it is you'd like to search for, you can also pick any date or time range that you'd like to search for. So I may want to look for private property investigator Bob Adams photos from October 1, 05 to December 1, 05, or all dates. We'll pick all and click OK. Now it immediately displays then all of the photographs where the investigator is Bob Adams and the crime scene is private property. As I click between photographs, again you'll notice the information immediately changes off to the left. So it's very, very simple and easy to find any photograph for any time frame, for any aspect or any investigation instantly, and then be able to print, communicate, view an audit trail, any information that's needed about these photographs, and also have all of the means available to communicate any way that you'd like with the photographs. You may also choose to link these images to an RMS system or some other third-party application. This is easy to do. As soon as you create a search, you can save that search and it'll also create a universal hyperlink. You can copy that hyperlink and then bring up any other application, and as long as you can insert a hyperlink, you simply paste the hyperlink, and after you've pasted the hyperlink, you save it. So now if anyone clicks on this hyperlink, it'll bring up those images. So we'll click on it and bring it up into our browser. Now as you can see, all of the same images are loaded into a browser, and you can still click on any image to bring it up. You can enlarge or shrink the image, and of course all of our information is available right here at the bottom of each image. These are dynamic links as well, so if anyone else adds any more photos that have investigator Bob Adams' private property, it'll automatically update this link. I'm going to go ahead and close the universal link down and come back to the main application. We haven't covered all of the features of the Lynx photo management software product, but hopefully this will give you a good idea about how you can use this as a tool for your investigations. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call us at 877-955-7711. We'd also be happy to set up a one-on-one or an online demonstration with you or your organization so that we can answer any questions that you have and go more in depth on the software. Thank you so much for your time today.